Good morning, students. In previous lecture we have learned about how to represent Fourier transform. Today we are going to know about the properties of Fourier transforms. Today we are going to know about properties of Fourier transforms. Similarly, as we have learned in Laplace transforms, we are having linearity property, change of scale property, okay, shifting property, second translation property, and so on. Similarly, in Fourier transform also, we are having different kinds of Fourier transforms. Among them, the first one is linearity property, or you can say it as addition theorem also. Addition theorem or linearity theorem or linearity property you can call. Okay, in properties of Fourier transforms, the first property is addition theorem or linearity theorem, or you can call it as linearity property. Linearity property. Now, in this addition theorem, we have to prove g of omega is equal to a1 g1 of omega plus a2 g2 of omega plus and so on. Here, what is g of omega? We have defined in the representation of Fourier transform. That means the Fourier transform of function f of t is given by g of omega. Okay. So, in addition theorem, what we have to prove? We have to prove g of omega is equal to a1 g1 of omega plus a2 g2 of omega plus a3 g3 of omega and so on. So, to prove this, first you consider Fourier transform of function f of t is given by g of omega is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e power minus I omega t into dt. Already you have defined what is g of omega. Okay, we know g of omega is given by 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t into e power minus I omega t into dt. First we have defined g of omega. What does this g of omega represents? Fourier transform of function f of t. Okay, Fourier transform of function f of t is given by g of omega and it can be represented by this equation. Now, similarly, you are going to define a1 g1 of omega. Here a1, a2 are nothing but constants and you know what is g of omega. So, in place of g of omega, what we are having g1 of omega is there, g2 of omega is there. So, by following this, by considering this equation, we are going to represent g1 of omega and g2 of omega. Now we are going to write this as 1 by, here under root 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity a1. Okay, now I am going to represent this f1 of t plus a2 f2 of t plus and so on into e power minus I omega t into dt. Now same thing I have applied for Okay, a1 g1 of omega. So 1 by root pi for all the terms and integration for all the terms. Okay, now the thing is a1 f, in place of f of t I have kept f1 of t plus a2 f2 of t. Now again you will get common as e power I omega t into dt. So I have to e power minus I omega t into dt common from the first term and second term. Then overall I have represented. Now this can be written as a1. Okay, now I am making it as separate. a1 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f1 of t e power minus I omega t into dt plus a2 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f2 of t into e power minus I omega t into dt. Okay, now as I have took common as e power minus I omega t into dt, now I have applied for according to these terms. Then we will got this equation. Now again a1 like that only. So you all know that how to define g of omega. What is g of omega? 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e power minus I omega t into dt. So in place of f of t, what is present? f1 of t is there. So overall term you can write it as, okay, g1 of omega, because already you have you know how to define g of omega. So here f1 of t, okay, this we have defined with respect to g1 of omega. So in place of this equation I am producing g1 of omega plus similarly a2 like that only. If you define this, okay, by considering g of omega, this whole term can be written as g2 of omega. So what is the considered term? G of omega I have considered. G of omega I have considered. Okay, and similarly you can prove for all the terms also. Okay, similarly you can prove all the terms. So so to represent this, so hence we have proved the addition theorem or linearity property. Okay, hence we have proved the linearity property. Hence we prove. Okay, what is the linearity property or addition property of Fourier transform? We have to prove g of omega is equal to a1 g1 of omega plus a2 g2 of omega. Now we are defining g of omega from the next we are going to know about similarity theorem or change of scale property. Next property in Fourier transform is similarity theorem. Similarity theorem or change of scale property. Change of scale property. So in similarity theorem or change of scale property, we have to prove f of at is equal to 1 by a g of omega by a. So in similarity theorem or change of scale property, what we have to prove? We have to prove f of at is equal to g 1 by a into g of omega by a. Now to prove this, first consider Fourier transform of function. Okay, Fourier transform of function is denoted by g of omega. Fourier transform of function is denoted by g of omega. You all know that. And how can you represent this g of omega? 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e power I omega t. It is minus I omega t into dt. Okay. So to prove this, first what we are going to take? Consider Fourier transform of function. Here f of t. Here f into t represents Fourier transform of function. Here function is f of t. And we can denote this whole term simply as g of omega. And you know this, how to define g of omega. It is nothing but 1 by root 2 pi into integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t into e power minus I omega to t into dt. Already we have defined in initial of Fourier transforms. Okay. Now consider this as equation number 1. Now here in the given, what they have given in place of f of t, they have considered f of at. So we are going to express the same equation in terms of f of at. So Fourier transform of, so only f of t we know. Now what they have given in place of t, at they have given is equal to, you can write it as g of omega, and you can define by considering above equation as 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of at. Okay, f of at into e power minus I omega t into dt. Okay, same like that only. Where you brought the change in f of t, only extra term a is there. So simply I have kept in place of t, at I have kept according to the given expression. Now consider this as equation number 2. Now in equation 2 we have here at. Now put at is equal to y. At is equal to y. Now from this, can you find the value of t? Yes, we can. T is equal to y by a. Now apply differentiation to this equation. What you will get? And apply differentiation here only. So a dt is equal to dy. Okay, and from this t value is y by a. Now you are going to consider, you are going to substitute those parameters in equation 2. Okay, so in place of at, what you are going to substitute? Y. Then in place of dt, so from this, can you find the dt value? Yes, dt is equal to dy by a. So we are going to substitute those parameters in the above equation. Now g of omega, or Fourier transform of f of at is equal to g of omega. That means I am not going to change in LHS parameter. Now just I am going to substitute those parameters in place of this. Now 1 by root pi, like that only, integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of, what is at value have considered? Y. Okay, into e power minus I omega. Here t is there. Okay, so what is t value? Y by a. Y by a into dt. What is dt value? Dy by a. Just I have substituted at value, t value and dt value in the equation 2. Then we got this equation. Now from this, here you are observing dy by a. Now I am going to bring 1 by a out of the integral. So how can you write this equation? 1 by a into 1 by root 2 pi, this one. Okay. Now integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of y into e power minus I omega y by a into dy. Now this whole equation is in terms of y. Similarly, we are going to express. Similarly we are going to express this whole term as g of omega. Okay, g of omega by. So this is similar to g of omega. Okay, as we have defined 1 by root 2 pi, 1 by root 2 pi integral. In place of f of t, f of I is there, e power minus I omega y by a into dy. So you can express directly into the t terms also, and then you can convert into g of omega. Okay, instead of doing all those things, by comparing this equation with the given g of omega, I am writing it as 1 by a into g of omega. Now what you will get finally? What is LHS term? Fourier transform of f of at is equal to what we got? 1 by a into g of omega we got. Or you can express it as Fourier transform of f of at is equal to g of omega by a. Okay, hence we have proved the similarity theorem or change of scale property. Okay, so here in similarity theorem, the Fourier transform of function f of at is equal to, that means here they have given in the sentence the Fourier transform of. So we have proved the f of t into f of at is equal to g of omega by a. Hence we have proved the change of scale property or similarity theorem. Next we are going to know about a shifting property. Okay, next we are going to prove shifting property. Next property of Fourier transform is it is related to complex function. Okay, this theorem is related to complex function. You know how to represent Fourier transform of function. Fourier transform of function. So how can you represent this Fourier transform of function? G of omega. Now at present theorem is related to complex conjugate of Fourier transform of function, which is given by G conjugate of minus omega is equal to Fourier transform of f conjugate of t. Okay, there is no name for this. It is related to complex conjugate function. In complex conjugate function, what we have to prove? We have to prove G conjugate. Here star is represented is nothing but conjugate. G conjugate of minus omega is equal to Fourier transform of f conjugate of t. Now to prove this, consider the Fourier transform of function f of t. To prove the above statement or above expression, what we are going to consider? We are going to consider Fourier transform of function, which is given by g of omega is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t into e power minus I omega t into dt. You all know that how to represent the Fourier transform of function. It is nothing but g of omega, and it can be given by 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t into e power minus I omega t into dt. Now we are going to, as the statement itself, it is related to complex conjugate. Now we are going to apply complex conjugate on both sides of above equation. Okay, taking complex conjugate of both sides of above equation. Both sides of above equation. Now Now what you will get? Complex conjugate means what I have said. It is nothing but star. Okay. For example, if you consider any parameter s, what is the complex conjugate of s? S star. Here s star represents the complex conjugate. Similarly, what is the conjugate of g of omega? G star of omega is equal to, now 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of ts is there. So f conjugate of t e power, okay, conjugate of e power is nothing but it becomes plus term, plus I omega t into dt. Okay, a conjugate, that means opposite. The conjugate of this term, that means if minus is there, it becomes plus in terms of conjugate representation. Yes. Now we have considered the conjugate, complex conjugate of this equation. Then we got this. Now replacing omega by minus omega in this equation. Okay, replacing. Why we are doing all this procedure? Why we have to follow all this procedure? In order to satisfy the given expression or given equation, we have to consider the situations of the whatever given parameters in order to satisfy the required condition. Okay. Now replacing omega by minus omega in the above equation. In the above equation. Now what you will get now? G conjugate of minus omega. What I have said, omega will be replaced by minus omega. That means wherever omega is there, you keep as minus omega. So here omega is there, so I have kept it as minus omega is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity f conjugate t e power I. Here omega is there, so how you have to represent? Minus. So shall I write here? Yes, minus I omega t into dt. Now we got this equation. Now you can write this whole term as f conjugate of Fourier transform of f conjugate of t. Yes, we can write. So g conjugate of minus omega is equal to this whole term. You can represent it as Fourier transform of conjugate of f conjugate t, or conjugate of the function f of t. So hence we have proved the complex conjugate property. Okay. So once again I am going to repeat. This property is related to complex conjugate of the function, and in this we have to prove g conjugate of minus omega is equal to f of t, Fourier transform of f conjugate of t. So to prove this, we have considered g of omega, and you know how to represent this. Now taking complex conjugate on both sides, now g becomes g star of omega, and here f becomes f star, here minus becomes plus if you represent in conjugate complex. Then in this expression, wherever omega is there, just we have to going to replace it by minus omega. So you will get this equation. Now this whole term can be expressed as, okay, Fourier transform of complex conjugate of the function f of t. Hence we have proved the complex conjugate related theorem. Next we are going to know about shifting property. Next we are going to know about shifting property. Fourth property is shifting property. Shifting property. In shifting theorem or shifting property, the statement is we have to prove Fourier transform of f of t plus or minus a is equal to e power plus or minus omega e power plus or minus I omega a into g of omega. Okay, in shifting property, what we have to prove? Fourier transform of f of t plus or minus a is equal to e power plus or minus, this is I omega a into g of omega. Now, coming to proof, first consider Fourier transform of function f of t. Fourier transform of function f of t is given by g of omega, or it can be represented as integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e power minus I omega t into dt. Okay, you know how to represent the Fourier transform of function, which will be equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e power minus I omega t into dt. Now, what is the given function? Just in place of f of t, they have given t plus or minus a. Okay, very simple solvation. Now, same thing I am going to express this term. Consider the LHS, that is Fourier transform of f of t plus or minus a. We are going to express by considering the above equation. So, what you will get? Integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of t plus or minus a e power minus I omega t into dt. Yes, just I have changed in place of f of t, I have kept f of t plus or minus a. Now, as here we are having t plus or minus a, let that term will be equal to y. Put t plus or minus a is equal to y. Now, from this, can you find the value of differentiation of this? So, dt, differentiation with respect to constant is 0. So, dt is equal to dy. Okay, dt is equal to dy. Now, from this, can you find the value of t? Yes, we can. T is equal to y plus or minus a, or you consider it as plus or minus a only. Just you send this term to the RHS. So, from that you can find the value of t. So, t is equal to y plus or minus a. Now, we are going to substitute these parameters in the above equation. Now, what you will get? F of t, that means Fourier transform of f of t plus or minus a is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, we are going to bring the changes by substituting those values here. So, f of, what is t plus or minus a? It's nothing but y into e power minus I omega. And what is t value ma? Y plus or minus a into what is dt value here? dy. Now, this whole equation is in terms of function of y parameter. Now, you separate these two terms. Okay, this exponential term is applicable for minus I omega y as well as I omega a also. Now, for the next step, I am going to bring the changes in exponential term. Now, the LHS term is like that only. Now, as I have said that, just I am going to bring the changes in exponential parameter. Now, what you will get? Integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of y. Now, e power minus I omega y. Okay, just I have multiplied minus I omega into y. Next, into e power, okay, plus or minus I omega a. Plus or minus I omega into a here. And what is dy, like that only. Now, among this, you bring e plus or minus I omega a out of differentiation. Sorry, out of integral term. So what you will get here? Fourier transform of f of t plus or minus a is equal to, now I am bringing this exponential plus or minus I omega a out of the integral term. So e plus or minus I omega a integral minus infinity to plus infinity f of y e power minus I omega y into dy. Now you observe this whole term is related, that means integral term is again related to g of omega. Okay, so just I am going to replace this integral term by g of omega, and further you can extend one more step also by placing, that means this whole function is in terms of y. You can change in terms of t, and again you can represent with g of omega. So or directly you can do it. So e plus or minus I omega, like that only. This whole integral term we are going to represent it as g of omega. So what is LHS term? Fourier transform of function